This is Susan Wilbanks with BlendedInsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic.
Hey, bright soul, happy spring and happy full moon. We've got a full moon today, so I hope that you're making some time to do some type of ritual or meditation. Pranic Healing is hosting a full moon meditation if you want to grab that sometime today. You know, the effects of the full moon are usually a few days before and a few days after. For me, it usually messes with my sleep, and so my body usually lets me know when there's a full moon, whether I'm conscious of it or not. So if you've been having more sensitivity lately, if people have seemed to be going off the rails around you, or even maybe you yourself feel like you're going off the rails, it's probably the full moon. What happens with the full moon is that extra energy comes down. And so whatever seeds are in you, they get bigger. So if you're a person that's continually doing service and cleansing and energy healing and meditation, you probably will just notice your energy gets more amplified. You're more aware. You're more intuitive. If you are in a low place, you know, a lot of people on the planet that have a lot of seeds of anger and low self-esteem or just unstable emotions, those will also get bigger. So whatever's in there, it gets amplified around the full moon. So that's why practices like what you and I are doing together today are super important. So I wanted to mention that. And I'm going to go right into today's topic. I feel like I've mentioned this a lot, but I wanted to talk about this because I will say here lately, it just seems to be repetitive. And that is really being clear on what you want. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I've even done this, but I've noticed it even more lately. When someone asks, what do you want in a relationship, for example, people typically tend to lead with what they don't want. And I mean, it's with everything. I use relationship because that is the most recent thing that I've seen. A friend of mine had asked just a question, put a poll out. You know, what is the one thing that you really want in a relationship? And the answers were stuff like someone who's not selfish. Okay, well, what's the opposite of not selfish? Very generous, very giving. And so I found it was really, really interesting. So sometimes if you're having a hard time figuring out what you want, you can actually listen to your thoughts about what you don't want and flip it. And this is with everything. This is with work. This is with health goals. This is with personal relationships. It's with your home life. If you find yourself in a repetitive loop of all the things that you don't like that aren't working, get conscious of it, get a piece of paper, write it down. You all know that I'm not a journaler, but I will say when you write these types of things down, it gets it out of your chakras onto the paper and it grounds the energy. It really does help you to get clear. And so I really wanted to offer that here because in this time, we've got 3 really powerful full moons. We've got the Wesak full moon in April. It doesn't matter if you're a Buddhist tradition. It does not matter your beliefs or your religion or non-religion. It doesn't matter. The energy is intense around that time, whether you're conscious of it or not. And so the lovely thing about our time together and about the work that you and I do is that we're conscious of it. And when you're conscious of it, you can work with it. And so that's really what I've been focusing on doing. I'm in a program right now. It's making my chakras bigger. I'm doing a lot of flushing, clearing things out. I'm always doing that. This work is repetitive. It is continual. It doesn't go away. It's a practice. It is a lifestyle. And so for me, I'm really preparing myself to make the most of the rest of this year, figure out exactly what I want, who I want in my awareness, the types of experiences I want to have. And all of this helps me to be more of a vessel of service. And ultimately, that's what I want to do. I want to serve. I want to lift people up. I want to be a beneficial presence on the planet. And in order to do those things, my meditation practice is important, taking good care of my body, exercise, you know, all those things. And so what is it that you want? This is a really good time to get clear. And if you're feeling stagnant, I would encourage you to switch up your routine and try something new. I've been doing that. I went to a gravity yoga class last weekend with a dear friend of mine, and it was intense. I had to tell you. And we were just using our body. We're using gravity. So it wasn't, I know there's some variations of gravity yoga that use swings and things like that. No, it was just us. It's a small group. And I do yoga and I do stretching and I'm very fit and I'm very active. But I'll tell you, whatever this was, my hips were trembling. I was like, wow, what is really going on here? So I pushed my muscles to a different level. And I felt incredible after, actually. And I was like, okay, I need to move in different ways. Sometimes you have to break things up, do something different, get out of your comfort zone, and do it as a way of experiencing. And sometimes we have experiences so we can learn what we don't like, so then we can shift into what we do like. So all of it is just for our higher good if we choose to make it that way. What I mean by that is it's really just how you choose to process the thoughts. How do you choose to focus on it? You know, what conclusion are you drawing in your head? Because you can spin something positively and then put out those vibrations in the universe and then focus on those vibrations and pull more of them to you. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I would encourage you to do the same. And that's really all I have today. It's really short and sweet. We can go right into a meditation. And for this meditation, I want to just clean you really well so that you can get super clear on what it is that you want to bring in. And then after you get clear on that, you can start developing an action plan for how you're going to get there, because that's the next step. So you can go ahead and uncross your arms and legs and focus on your breathing. Okay, and so it is. You can come back into your body. And if you haven't left me a review on iTunes, I would so appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to my mailing list, you can do so over at blendedinsight.com right on the front page. The button is subscribe to my newsletter. And I want to wish you a beautiful full moon and a beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.